It should be showing the stream now. There we go. It glitched out on me and the stream wasn't up. It was saying it was up on my end, but it just wasn't. Anything in the armory? Top of the lockers? No. Might not be the best, but at least I'm wearing camouflage now. Glock. Don't need that, I already got one. Using mags for it, and mags for it and a bit of ammo. I'm assuming that is you, Shinny? Nothing up here. Let's check the hospital. Looks like there was a loot reset. And if it was, I have a chance to find some tetracycline. So I can get rid of this fucking infection and actually drink water. I took the wrong shotgun. Hey, I'm assuming that's you, Shinny. Or is that just by chance somebody else? Where did I drop my shotgun? Oh no. I had a loaded and it's over here. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Little Marvin starving. It's been a while since I've streamed this game. So I hopped back into my server and, well, I've starved to death twice. I couldn't find a tool in the entirety of fucking Krasnostav to open a can of ravioli with. So I was stuck starving. Despite the fact I had both a can of beans and a can of ravioli. Not much, how about you? Drugs. How do you die twice? Because dying is easy. There's nothing here that I didn't drop really. God damn it, no tetracycline. So I can only sip on a little bit of water. Let's check this building. I found like 4 cases of it on my first life. Just in random buildings. And now, when I need it, I can't find any. At least I'm finding bandages. That's always useful. Oh yeah. I'm a rather small stream. I used to have a following, have like what 19 subs or some shit. But a lot of shit happened. Do you have it, AZ, by any chance? Or is that just a random stream in a random game? Oh god, my health's going down. There's a water pump over here. Oh god, that's barbed wire. That's fair. This game isn't really an easy one to play. It is very unforgiving. You drink water from the wrong source, and you have a bacterial infection. that I cannot cure because I don't have the one cure for it. It's cured by tetracycline. But the main danger is other players. One well-placed shot, and if you're unarmored, and you get knocked out. 2 or 3, if you have a field vest, the best one for ballistic protection, and you're down. You're not dead, though. A lot of people make the mistake. Just because somebody falls doesn't mean they're dead. If you're gonna kill somebody, you walk up and you put in it. Not into the helmet. Unless it makes us a pain in the ass. If I had a water bottle, I could at least carry it with me and sip on it. But I don't, so I'm stuck here with this. I'm lucky I have enough food to last a little while. My character's not hungry. My best bet is to find tetracycline. Hey, that can replace my used one. No, not the BK. Work with me, you piece of shit. There we go. Now my controller's getting old. Yeah, the diseases are not fucking nice either. You see the little indicator in the bottom right? Next to the little jar of water that's yellow? That means I have a virus or a bacterial infection. There's a few different ways in this game. You can get a standard cold, of which you can mostly cure that with codeine. It gets rid of the cough, the only real negative effect. There's food poisoning, there's cholera. Right now what I have is cholera. It used to be horrible. Like it would guarantee you die. Horrible. Now it is threatening, but it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. You get food poisoning, you see different levels: mild, severe, and fatal. Severe you get by eating raw meat, things like that. Basically, it's common sense. You eat rotten, spoiled meat, you're gonna get severe food poisoning. After you die, you lose all of your shit, and you respawn. I'm in a server with a bunch of other people. And if I die, I get chucked into a random spawn along the coast. I could respawn close and be able to grab my stuff in time, but that is unlikely. With the map being 144 square kilometers, if I die, it's very likely I'm never seeing any of my shit again. Like, this game, it's punishing. I like it, though. If you happen to glass bottle. I don't want to drink this. Oh, it's vodka. Oh. Hey. 144 kilometers. Since you know how big that is, I'm assuming you're American just like I am. Think about 100 square miles. Let's get fucking hammered. I could have put a charcoal tablet in here, but it said it was vodka. And I'm just gonna hope that I don't die. I can fill this up with water and I can have some. This is not the best container for water at all, but it's something. What's that? I have 12 gauge rubber slugs. I have no need for rubber slugs. And I can drop a bandage. Yeah, to give an idea, this is one of those games that running simulators tag to it. You're running a lot more than doing anything else. Those end up on the ground. They do end up on the ground. I'm not shooting a gun. I was emptying it. Safety. Do you have any rounds for this thing? But I wasn't drunk. It was just a couple sips of vodka. There wasn't much in there. My character, I don't have the drunk effect on me. But drinking and then fighting zombies is a bad idea as well. And on this server, the people tend to be a lot more peaceful than a lot of the others. So a lot of people probably won't give me grief. Most they'll do is try to rob me. But that's why I have a shotgun. And this. I don't have the health to do a whole lot of that. So right now, let's just see if we can combat the sickness. What about ROP, ROP? What do you mean by ROP? Come on, don't vomit this up. You finally got a decent bit of water in you. No tetracycline nearby. Let's check this house, I guess. Mug somebody. Yeah, you can walk up and tell somebody to give you their shit while having a gun at them, pointed at them. And if they don't, you can shoot them, or they can pull out a gun and shoot you back. Which is why I have mine quick slotted, because I can pull it up and. That's how guns work now. I spent the night in this one. There's gonna be nothing in here. They say that was a person, I could pull out my shotgun, point it at him, and then yell at him to give him and telling him to give. Oh, did this happen to you? Yeah, I've been mugged before. It's because I didn't have anything. I freshly spawned, and there's a guy like 20 feet away with a gun, and he wanted the pair you spawn with because he was starving. It's, you know, he had a gun. There's not much to argue with there when you have nothing. You spawn with a glow stick and some rags to use as bandages. The rest you have to scavenge. And I am... After a little bit more water, I'll be heading over to Crossout. There's a military base nearby I can scavenge some military grade gear from. Hopefully there'll be a carbine of some sorts, either an M4 for a rifle or one of the Kalashnikovs. If I can find a mag for this and some ammo, I suddenly have an AK-74U. And since I have this glass bottle, I have something I can use to store water in so I can move. I'm in Seabit now, so I'm not too far away from it. I gotta go back to the coast and follow that down. But I might as well finish looking through here. Might find a better backpack than the tiny one I have on. This is such a small backpack, and it is so annoying because you can't carry anything. If I could find a mountain backpack, that'd be ideal, as I don't really care about visibility right now. I'm wearing blue camouflage, and it's not snowing nor is it night, so it doesn't really do anything. Hopefully this guy has some food on him. Killing zombies is a decent source of food so they can have canned food on him. There is proximity chat. I'm not in it right now. It does attract zombies, but if I hold down on the D-pad, there's a mic icon that pops up, and suddenly I'm talking. There's also radios. I think I have one. I do not. You can get radios, and you can fuel transponders to amplify your range. There's a decent bit. Proximity chat tends to attract zombies, so does the sound of radios being on. They make constant slight static. So it's never a great idea to have it on. Unless you're actively talking to somebody. If I wanted to, I could find an Olga 24 and just slap a door on it. The cars in this game are buggy, though. Hop the fence. There we go. Wouldn't hop the fence. This infection would stay here a lot longer than I wanted to. If I didn't have the bacteria, if I didn't have cholera, basically, I could have went through and just filled myself up with water till I puked, drank a little bit more to fill myself back up, and then just go. But I'm sick. So I had to sip on it until I, had enough to get anywhere. I'm lucky I found the bottle. If not, I would have had to stay here longer. But since I have a bottle of what used to be vodka. These are fun. It's a double barrel. I could saw it off to make a sawed off, but it's not worth it. Oh god. Sacrificing the accuracy on that so much. It is really not worth it. But if you already have a rifle, like if I had ammo for my KI-74U, or I had like an M4 with bullets, I would take it. And then I'd make an Auburn, not an Auburn, that's a sawed-off Mosin. I'd make a sawed-off out of it, just so I could fit it in a smaller area. Makes it lighter so you can carry it around, basically. But it sacrifices a massive amount of accuracy, and if you load slugs into it... So there's 3 different ammo types for shotguns in this game. There's what I'm using now, there's buckshot. I wouldn't be able to take it with me. I don't have a hacksaw on me either. If I had a hacksaw I could, but I don't have a hacksaw. If not, I would do it to show you, but I just physically can't. Oh, I have 9x9. Oh, I did have some 9x19. So I have a Glock with a single bullet in it. But if I had a hacksaw, I'd go back and do it for you. But screw it, I'll grab it. Which building was it in again? It was in this one, right? No, it was in this one. You know, I'll carry it around. If I find a hacksaw, I'll saw it off and show it to you. I'll put a few rounds into it just so if I run into somebody, I'm not, caught with my pants down. That's a slug. Let's leave both in there. I'll go look for... I'll just see if I can find a hacksaw in a shed. If I don't find a sawed-off by the time I leave this village, I'm not going to take this thing with me. It takes a lot of stamina and you move a lot slower holding a rifle in your hands, while a rifle is a heavy firearm. So a rifle, a shotgun, a carbine, even the snipers, like the Mosin, the Gaunt, the SKS or SVS. Any of those, and you move really, really slow. I play a number of other games. Occasionally I play Titanfall 2, although I was stopped that recently. The queue times just got too bad. There's a couple other I play, like, I play Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together a fair bit. I also play Apex. I play For Honor competitively. Oh, here we go. Are there bullets in this? This is a lever break action rifle. If only I didn't drop that oh, that's like 7.62. But those are the main games I play. I also bought We Happy Few the other day. I play a bit of Modern Warfare, both Warzone and Standard. But I can't play this game often. Work and all. Even now it's like 12:30. I got work at like 3 or 4 tomorrow. So I only have like an hour and a half to play this until I gotta log off so I can get some sleep and, you know, still have time to get ready for work tomorrow. Something unpleasant happened here. I'm suddenly finding a lot of BK-18s. Those things are rare guns. It's a hunting rifle break action. It's not the most useful, but if you don't have any ranged weapons, it's a lot better than nothing. Here we go. Now this is actually, it's not the best, but it is far from the worst. I can drop this. Can I actually fit this in my bag now? I cannot. Quarantine, it's... Not too terribly much changed for me. I've always been rather introverted. So I go to work, come home, play video games, go buy food, go take care of basic shit, come back. It's just basic cycle. It doesn't make me very interesting matches, that's useful. But it hasn't really changed much for me. The only issue is there's people breaking it. We either need to shut everything down or shut nothing down. But shutting down the economy would cause a lot of people to fucking starve. My family included. So that currently is not an option. So it will slowly, it will flatten the curve a little bit, but not nearly as much as just a full quarantine would just stop it. But at that point, we'd need to restructure a bit of society, because people would simply, they wouldn't be able to do anything. If there's no money, the economy doesn't function. So we need something like universal basic income so people could actually, you know, live. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Any useful supplies in here? 762. I get called that. A tire iron. Not quite the tool I was looking for. But it appears I did not find the tool I need to turn this into a sawed-off. That's a little unfortunate. I had one earlier, but I had to drop it because it doesn't do anything other than soft the Mosin Nagant and this gun. So it's kind of useless to hold. I was holding it because I could also open a can of food with it. And if you don't have anything to open a can of food with, you can starve. Like I did. But these things aren't too uncommon. So the next time I hit a city, I'll have a chance to find another one. But for now, I'm emptying it so I don't lose my slugs. Are they in my inventory, or are they just gone? They're on the ground somewhere. They're gone. Slugs are rare, that's annoying. Slugs can be a pain in the ass to find. They're the only ranged shotgun ammo, effectively turning a shotgun into a very, very high caliber rifle. So this game, at its core, is a survival game. You're alone, with nothing on you, except... But you start with like clothes and a fruit, so it is a little merciful, but the game is very unforgiving. If you don't know how to handle a disease, you can die from either starvation or dehydration. If you don't know how to do combat, bleeding, you can die from bleeding out, you can die from viral infections through cuts. There's a lot of ways you can die, and if you don't quite know what you're doing, it can be pretty hard to start out with. But once you get a sense of the game, if you have a lot of spare time, it's a good game, because it's a great time killer. I can mug somebody, but I don't know where people are. And I tend to try, and despite the fact I carry guns, I try to not fight too much. Because mugging somebody brings a lot of complications into the issue. If they have a gun, they can kill me, and if I'm faster on the shoot, I can kill them. It's a massive risk. The payout can be very, very good. If I mug the right person, I could get full military gear. The issue is, a person like that would likely be prepared to be mugged. They would likely have their gun out and willing to shoot me. In which case, I lose everything, and I lose 3 to 4 hours of progress. So it's a very big risk to kill somebody, to mug somebody. But on this server, you're not allowed to outright kill somebody, so I can't hide and ambush people unless you're on the military base or the weekly designated KOS zone, kill on sight. But if I were to do that, I'd do it in a pair. And I use something like a rope to tie their hands with, so we can access their inventory, and they can't randomly pull a gun on us. But in a map this massive, it's unlikely I'd run into any of these people, especially here. This is a random coast segment that means literally nothing. The longest I have lived was a few months. I had a character that lasted me about 4 or 5 months. But at that point I had to leave due to unfortunate circumstances. It was on this server, actually. That character technically hasn't died, but since I was gone for a few months, the character got deleted. So I had to restart, which is unfortunate. I had an M4, the entire BDU set, a field backpack, the largest one on the game. I also had it in matte black, the rarest color in the game. At that point, I also had an AK-74, an AK-74U. I had like 10 to 15 grenades stocked up. Like I had a lot. I'm going now. I have the chance to get military sets, like a proper military vest instead of a stab vest, so I can carry things inside of it, which would be really nice. Give me more carrying capacity. I also have the chance to get a better gun, like, say, an SKS. There's nothing wrong with the current ones, these are all pretty good, but the BK is a shotgun. And shotguns aren't the greatest. Like, yeah, if you get close, you can one-shot somebody, but why would you want to get close when you can, with being able to one-shot somebody? When with a gun, you can put somebody down in 3 or 4 shots. Fully automatic, too. Now is when I drink my water, because there's not any water for a while. Now, what's the question? That was just when I start jogging to lose less water. Yeah, Marvin, ask away. Also, there's a bit of a delay between when you say something and between when I say something to hear it. I think it's 7 seconds? It's 5 or 7 seconds. But overall, the game's pretty peaceful. If there weren't zombies or threat of other players, it'd be fun to just explore the map. But because of those two things, it's dangerous. On the other side of that hill should be a broken down ship that has nothing of major importance to me. Oh, my emote's messing up. God damn it. I'm trying to put this in a quick slot so I can... There we go. Oh, my character's frozen. There we go. Anyway, Marvin, what was your important question? It is not cross-platform, but you can play with friends. This game is on all platforms. But you cannot play with other platforms yet. And if you're playing with friends, if you're playing on a public server, you have to find the same server, and then you have to find each other. Which can be pretty daunting if people don't know where they are. I know the map pretty well. I can generally find anywhere I'm looking for. But that comes with a lot of experience. And if you don't have that kind of experience, it can be really difficult to find people. It's also a rather expensive game at like 40 bucks. The Lithuania edition, which comes with the Lithuania DLC, is 55. So it is pricey, but I personally like the game. I found it worth it. I have a friend who wants it. I might buy it for my friend. Yes, they're not the most frequent, but it still is getting updates. They're slow, but that can be a good thing. Because this game is all about just surviving, and if a shit ton changes constantly, that makes it really weird if somebody like... So a game that changes constantly is really hard to get a feel for. It's hard to be comfortable with it. This game has changed a lot. Like, since I last played, the shotgun wasn't even there when I last played. BK. When I first started playing, we had about half the guns. But since then, they've added in 3 times the ammo types. They added a new one recently, so now we have armor-piercing tracer and standard fire for all bullets. And for shotgun shells, we have rubber slugs, and standard buckshot. No, that's all the ones I've had. There's also things like helicopter crashes, police car crashes that can contain weapons. With helicopters, you can get an FAL. I can get semi-automatic snipers. See, the game does get updates, but they're infrequent. And up this direction is Krasnostav Airfield. Well, Krasnostav Airstrip. The airfield's a different beast. The airfield is where you find the best shit. It is a full military airstrip. About 7 large, but there's about 7 buildings that can fit a full battalion of soldiers. I think it's battalion. Battalion's 100. No. Anyway, there's a shit ton of extremely large buildings that have really good loot, like field bags. A favorite movie. I don't watch a whole lot of movies, but I'd have to say Wall-E. Fucking love that movie. Oh, there's a restart coming in 90 seconds. That's a new message. Oh, I was very concerned. The fuck you mean? Zombie horde coming in 90 fucking minutes? My God. You know, I'll be off the server by then. That'll be 2:30. As soon as I get to the airfield, airstrip, I'm gonna find somewhere safe and then log off. Because it's getting late. Oh, it's where the server is reset. The characters aren't in the building, and playmate structures aren't. But all standard spawn structures are reset, and they respawn loot. So, like, the police station I was just at would refill. It'd have random loot in it, like it could have a Glock, it could have handcuffs, it could have more police uniforms. It could even have mags for a Glock, 9x19. A bunch of stuff can be in it. Do I have charcoal? I do. Once I get to the airfield, airstrip, I should say, I'm seriously saying airfield. Once I get to the airstrip, there's a place I can go to get water. It'll be dirty water, but I can use charcoal to purify it. So it'll be safe to drink, so I won't dehydrate. If I need to, I can also kill zombies to get food. They're a pretty good source of food. Like 1 in every 8, it feels like drops like a can of food. And it's decent food too. It's like a can of raviolis. Handcuffs or what? You can put them on people. You can fully kidnap people. Like you can put bags over their heads, fucking zip tie them, handcuff them, even tie rope or barbed wire around their hands. Barbed wire, if you really want the person to not leave, is a good one, because if they struggle, they get cut, which can cause bleeding, which can lead to hemorrhagic shock. And a shock is dangerous in the game. With shock, you'll do shit like pass out. It's fucking dangerous. It's a hidden mechanic. It's a hidden stat. Handcuffs take the longest to wiggle out of, while duct tape's the fastest. Ropes next, then wire, then comes metal wire, then barbed wire, then handcuffs. Yes, like actual players. These people in here, they're not me. I'm this one. All the others are random people. Well, not random people. They're people I'm in a server with, a Discord server with. But they're effectively random people once we go into the game. So if I find somebody, I can pull a gun on them, and then fucking handcuff them if I really wanted to. And then to prevent people from simply logging off when they're tied, your character dies if you log off, while handcuffed or restrained in any way. You also move a lot slower. And if you're laying down, I do believe you can't move at all while restrained. Do I have rope to test that theory out? I do not. No, because once you take the, if you want that, go to Conan Exiles. But once you take the handcuff, whatever you're using, just restrain them off them, they get free movement again, and they can struggle out of it. With handcuffs, it takes like a full, like a minute. With like duct tape, it takes like 15 seconds. It depends. No, not really, basically. Because if you're playing on a public server, people can also log off and then just go to a different server. It'll spawn them at one of the random spawn points in the world. They're not directly on the coast, they're a little inland to prevent people from just griefing hard by just watching a spawn point all day. The airstrip's there. And it couldn't have been too soon. There's also a hospital nearby in the town of Crossout. There's a hospital I can go to. Well, that'll have to be saved for a different time. Because once I log off, I'm probably not going to be on for a while. This game is very time-consuming to do anything, such as it's been a full hour since it's been half an hour since I left that store. Well, since that Seabet, and I just now arrived at the airstrip. You can make them. They're not official, but in the game you can make them. In Conan though, Conan Exiles is a kind of similar game. It's set in the Conan the Barbarian universe, so it's a different universe, but it has a lot of the same elements. It doesn't have. Does it have hunger? I forgot. I'm pretty sure it has hunger. No, it does not have. Fuck, I forgot. You know what is hunger and thirst, I think. You can have slaves in that one. They're just NPCs, the thralls. But in this game, if you find if you already know a group of friends, you can make an artificial clan. Like you can go to like one of the castles, fortify that bitch, and then call yourself a group. I'm not afraid of showing their base on stream because these people aren't even fucking trying to hide it. Like they just went and they just fortified that shit and are relying on people just not raiding it. So in this server, there's also a rule where you can't raid people who are offline. I'm going behind where they are. It's kind of annoying because that's a decent spot for military gear. Where my true destination is along that road. There's a small military base nearby. Where I'm going right now is just behind there, where there's a water pool to fill my bottle up, and then chuck some charcoal in it so I have something to drink. Dehydration is a hell of a way to go. I hope there's people on here, because I really don't want to get in a fight. I think I was saying like, hey, I'm going behind your base because there's water here. So I don't think that'll make me killable by server rules. But there is a chance they'll just get jumpy and fucking shoot me for no reason. I don't think the guy who owns this base is on, so I couldn't raid it anyway. But here's what I was talking about. Well, I have to be online. It's this server's rules. It's only this server. If you went to a public server, this is a private server. Actually, I'm sick, so I don't even need to purify this shit. If you enter a public server and you found somebody's base, you can raid them. But because this is a private server, we all agreed on a rule set. First offense gets you a temporary ban, 24 hours, then 48, then 72, then it's a permanent ban. No, This is why this disease sucks. It is so hard to drink water. I'm currently dehydrated, so I'm taking damage. If I purify the water, maybe it'll keep it down better. Oh, and of course I can't purify this. You have to drink really slowly to avoid dehydration. Because I fucking puked up all the water I just goddamn drank. Let's try to stop taking damage here. There we go. I'll stop drinking for a second so I don't fucking dehydrate. These guys log on, hopefully I can trade for some tetracycline. There's a hospital nearby, though. It's just in a ton of Krasno stuff. If I cure that, I can eat. But I also... fuck. I'm trying to think. Is there a pump there? I think there is. Like, nearish the center of town. Yeah, I think there's a pump there. I think it's like right in the center. So I'm gonna go to Krasnostav. It's just on the hill. By just that's a police car. This is a random spawn. This is rare. And it generally has pretty good shit. What's in the trunk? A compensator. I don't have that gun, but it's a good gun. Rubber slugs. There we go. 12 gauge rifled slugs. That's a glitch that can happen sometimes where it just doesn't like to work. So it's when I don't want to explain the glitch. It'll take a while. Basically, I can't grab that stuff because it doesn't exist. Basically, it's just an annoying glitch that happens. They didn't take the slugs though, so I can take those. It's just up in the town of Krasnostav. There's a pub. I mean, there's a hospital, and then so I can go. It's not a hospital; it's more of a clinic. I go right at the entrance to the town. And once I hit that and check for tetracycline, if there's some there, I'm gonna dump out this water bottle and refill at the pump. I'll have to relog. I just got out of sync with the server. So once I get to the town, I have to unlog to be able to interact with things or be able to take them. There's cows. Ugh. If I had the space, I would kill them, because that's a really, really good source of food. Killing a cow and skinning it. Because then all I gotta do is cook it, and since I have matches, I can make a fire almost anywhere. Yeah, I'll go there. I'll drop shit to take a cow meat, take steak. I will gladly do that. And I can afford to hurry up a little bit. See, I can't drink that of that. Once I get up here to the hospital, I have to relog into the server. You know what? It's 1 AM. I have work tomorrow. Once I get to the hospital, I check it out. I'm just gonna log off. Let me drink. Damn it. Because it is a password protected server, and if I don't want to break the rules and get banned for revealing the password on stream. It'll be me restarting the stream to take tetracycline and then do almost nothing. That'll be basically it. So once I get to check the hospital, if they have tetracycline, I'll grab it if I can. If not, I'll log off, log back in, grab it, and then I'll just be logging off again. So once I get there, it's gonna be the end of the stream. I'll just hope the cows are there when I log back in. There's any place out there in Tannish that's cover placement. It's a little hard to get over that. Oh no, was this looted? I think there's been a reset since I've been here last. Back in the police station, there was stuff there. I can't kill a zombie. I'm completely out of sync with the server. I can't kill a zombie. Morphine. That's rare and very useful. Those are the ones most likely to have tetracycline on them, but these can, but it's not as common. I'll jump a rope to pick up some morphine. If I get severely injured and go into shock, I can use these to stop it. Or if I have a buddy who goes down and I don't have to perform CPR to resuscitate him, I can just inject him, and suddenly the guy's up and walking again. Not for long though, they'll pass out eventually, but it's enough to get them moving to somewhere safe. But no tetracycline. Also, just drop flares. They're not a good idea to carry on you, to be completely honest. It's a massive flare, so it reveals your position to literally everybody on the server. Oh no, stop rubber banding, no. That is my cue to log out. I'd lock the door if I could. But yeah, I am out of sync with the server, so I need to log out before I just slam into something and die. So in 1 hour, I managed to find pants and then move to a city. So anyway, it's been a good stream. Sub if you want to. I'm not gonna tell you to do shit. But I gotta end the stream, so see you beautiful bastards next time.